Here we are just adding the rational numbers. These both have the same sign, so we're going to combine them. That gives us 3.4, and both of them were negative, so our sign should be negative as well. Complete 1 through 5 as well in your composition book, and when you're ready, you can move on. This says your bank account has a zero balance, which means the amount of money in your account is zero. Today, you charge $1.50 to your account. What happens to the balance of your account? If you charge money, that means you're losing money, or your bank account is going to go down. So if you're at zero and you charge $1.50, the result would be that your balance is now negative $1.50. And suppose you charge another $1.50 to your account tomorrow without adding any funds. What happens? Your bank account balance continues to go down. Now you would be at negative $3 because $1.50 and $1.50 combine to make $3. Use the given number lines to model each subtraction expression. Then evaluate the expression. Write an unknown addend equation to check your work. So I'm going to start by drawing. 3/4 would be 3 of these lines. And then subtracting 1/4 would turn me back around going to the left. Here I am at 2/4, or you could write it as 1/2. The unknown addend equation would say 1/4 plus something gives us 3/4. And then that blank would be filled in with 1/2 or 2/4. Here we can think of this as leave, change, change. So we're going to go 3/4 because it's positive. And then we're also going to add another fourth, giving us 1/2. So this one will say negative 1/4 plus something is 3/4. And that is 1/2. Negative 3/4 goes backwards. Minus a fourth continues go to the left for negative 1. This unknown addend equation would say 1/4 plus something is negative 3/4. And we would fill that in with a negative 1 or negative 4/4. Here this is a leave, change, change scenario as well. Negative 3/4 plus a positive 1/4 puts us back at negative 2/4 or negative 1/2. So here our unknown addend equation would say negative 1/4 plus something equals negative 3/4. And that would be filled in with the negative 2/4 from our difference. In number 2, we're working with decimals. Each of these marks represents a half. Here I have 1.5 minus a half puts me back at 1. This unknown addend equation should say a half plus something equals 1.5, giving us 1 in that blank. Now I have negative 1.5 minus a half puts me at negative 2. This should say a half plus something is negative 1.5, and that would be negative 2. Negative 1.5 goes backwards. change, so move to the right this time, which puts us at -1. Our unknown add-in equation will say -1/2 plus something equals -1.5. 1.5 is going to the right. We're going to change. We're going to continue to move to the right, and we end at +2. -0.5 plus something is 1.5. That should be filled in with a 2. For problems 3 and 4, evaluate the subtraction expression. I am going to begin by changing this to an addition expression. Leave, change subtraction to addition, and change this value to its opposite. Now using decomposition, we're going to split it up. So I have -4, -2/3, 2, and 1/3. We can combine these to get -2, and we can combine these to get -1/3. -2 plus -1/3 is -2 1/3. We're going to change this one to an addition expression as well. Change to addition, change to its opposite. Now I have a half and a fourth. In order to combine, they need to have common denominators. So I have -1/4 plus 3. 1/2 can be rewritten as 2/4. So we'll combine these two. I still have the 3. 2/4 and -1/4 leaves us with 1/4 for a final answer of 3 1/4. For 5 and 6, evaluate the subtraction expression. Again, I'm going to start by changing it to an addition problem. Change to addition, change to its opposite. These both are going into the negatives. So if they both have the same sign, we combine them. 3.4 plus 2.1, that would be a 5 and a 5. But we have to examine our sign from our addition expression, and both of those were negative. So our answer here should be -5.5. Same thing here, change it to an addition problem. And the opposite of 1.4 is -1.4. Now this one is positive and this one is negative, so we're going to actually subtract. We're figuring out the difference between these, because one is going to the right and one is going to the left. That gives me 1. I have to decide, is the positive arrow longer or is the negative arrow longer? -1.4 has a higher absolute value, so our final answer is going to be -1. So make sure your warm-up is complete and your workbook is filled in for lesson 10. And have a great rest of your day.